Go ahead and get it started. Go ahead and get it started. First and foremost, I want to take the time to say thank God for allowing this exact moment in regards to us being here this evening, this evening. I am who I am, one black man, my hand in God's hand, trusting in His word, because His word never failed me. Every time you see me, I come as one, but I stand as 1,000,000. Man, this life we live in is a complete blessing. And the journey that we're on is a process. Let's continue to enjoy each and every moment. Enjoy the process. The ultimate goal in regards to this virtual series is just we're looking to set a strong foundation for the youth while they're on their journey of life by simply maximizing positive self image and confidence throughout this journey of life, with engaging the youth in genuine life stories, such as myself. And this evening, we have the amazing, the astonishing, the phenomenal Diamond Rondo, also known as Dime C. Shout out to Diamond.
Hello, thank you, Chris, for having me.
Most definitely. Always an honor and a pleasure. Dime C. Do me this. If you could provide the people with your origins, give us a little introduction on yourself.
Okay, on myself, I'm 33, born and raised from Louisville, Kentucky. I have a son. During over this time frame, I have been educating myself more on trying to become a better version of me, healing, meditating, evolving, learning more and more about myself as I grow, becoming wiser, learning from my experiences, my obstacles, ups and downs. I enjoy spending time with my family, uh, watching Netflix, reading, and a little bit about me. I'm very outgoing. Some people think I'm shy. I'm not. I enjoy talking. That's why I have my podcast. It's funny to know, because in high school I used to be a little shy. I say freshman year, I kind of finally came out of my shell. I would say like sophomore year, but I loved and I enjoyed high school. I loved Eastern High School. I had a lot of good memories, and I still talk to friends that I have from Eastern. So
You mentioned something, a couple things I want to shout you out for really fast. First and foremost, the number one thing you mentioned is being that phenomenal mother you are. I want to thank you for, being the woman that you is and doing what you're doing for your son there, and making sure he grows up the right way.
thank you. It takes a village. It's
Absolutely.
not just me. I get help from my family, a lot of help and support from my family. So thank
Oh
you.
yeah, it's definitely a village task, but you being his mom, that's the number one thing, man. I feel like every single female in this world is phenomenal. Just off the simple fact that y'all can do what y'all can do. So I gotta shout
Thank
that out
you.
every time I come across.
Thank you. I
Uh,
appreciate it.
absolutely, absolutely. Real quick, because we're gonna touch into the meditating and your healing and everything. Whole reason we're here is to share what discipline means to you as far as your life and how you've used it to get to where you're at as far as your success goes. Explain to the people a little bit from your side as far as what discipline means to you.
My definition of discipline is being able to be self aware, training your mind on focus. I look at it as being disciplined enough to be self aware of a task at hand and trying to get to that task. I look at it in my mind as a reward. So I got to buckle down and be self aware and focus to know and to take the steps that I need in order to get to this reward.
Absolutely.
Breaking it down all
Uh,
in one.
nah, that's perfect. That's perfect because you mentioned self awareness, and that's huge as far as discipline and just knowing that you have that goal that you're looking to achieve, and you need to actually buckle down and do so. So you gotta have the discipline to do your daily due diligence to get to where you're going.
Yes.
Um, in regards to discipline, and I know you're big on self. Would you say self respect plays a big part in regards to discipline?
Yes. So yes, I would say self-respect does play a big part, because who if you don't value and respect yourself, who will? You have to be your biggest fan. You have to be the person to talk to yourself and pick yourself back up when you run into doubters or people who may not see your vision. You have to believe in it, and you have to surround yourself with like-minded people who kind of are on the same page as you, because not everybody's going to see your vision like you do. So it's very important for you to be self-aware, to know who you are personally in inside and out. And it starts from within, to be confident in order to reach that goal.
Absolutely. You hit literally on everything that I needed you to hit on right there. And you wrapped it up with the confidence part.
I feel it helps out with your mental health too. I was telling my niece this, because she right now she's in college at school right now, and I was telling her ways to, kind of wake the body up. And I would, me being a former athlete, I don't mind running or getting on a machine. By the time I'm done, I feel whatever if I was stressed out, however I felt, it went away. So it's kind of like a relaxer, a calming to me to work out. Working out, it helps calm me down. If I'm dealing with a whole lot in my head, it helps calm my mind and body down. So, I'll be ready to come home and take a shower, and it kind of helps clear my mind too, just a tad bit. So it really,
Yeah,
I really honestly think it helps. Working out, exercise helps with your mental health.
absolutely. In different ways. Like you said, it's a calming for you. I know it kickstarts your day from time to time too. And it don't have to necessarily be like a all out workout.
No,
It can be simply
I could.
yoga or.
Yeah, 30 minutes. Yep, 30 minutes in, 30 minutes out. I tell people that all the time. I don't work out for a full hour. It may be, with me having to get back to my son for NTI, but 30 minutes in and out, and I feel a whole lot better.
Absolutely, absolutely. That's that mind, body, and soul part.
Yeah.
That's that mind, body, and soul. Um,
So
how easy would you say it would be to just be like, I don't wanna do this today. I don't feel like doing this today. I don't feel like doing that today. Like, doesn't meditating and everything, doesn't that take discipline on the daily?
yes, it does. And some days, don't get me wrong, I do feel like that. It's not every single day, but it always puts me in a better mood. It gets rid of the negative energy I may have, and it always puts me in a positive mode. So that I never feel like, oh, I don't feel like it today. I'm motivated to feel like it because I know how I feel afterwards.
A big part as far as everything that I do stems back from my foundation as far as growing up and being in the Youth Alive program in Kentucky and everything. Um, help me understand a little bit about your foundation as far as growing up. Um,
Growing
how
up,
as far as like, yeah, I'm sorry.
oh, like I said, so help me understand you growing up. You said the
Gotcha.
foundation. So just you want me to take you through, like, me growing up, and what
It was
exactly?
more so stemming like your role models
Oh,
and how
okay.
they displayed discipline.
Okay, so growing up, I was the youngest of, I had two older brothers. So I watched them. That's how I pretty much got into sports. I watched them play sports and be disciplined to juggle the both. My oldest brother played football, and then of course my brother right above me played basketball. It was a mixture of both, and you know, it was the example that I saw within them to play these sports and get their schoolwork done. It motivated me to want to play basketball myself, because I saw them and my mother. My mother was a single mother at the time, taking care of us. She made sure we always made it to practice and made it to school on time, as she worked third shift. So I saw the discipline of my mother, being the role model for me, having to do what she needed to do to take care of us. So I just wanted to make sure to make it easy on her, even though I know we clashed, to make it easy on her to do what I needed to do, to make it easier for her. So I got involved in sports at well, and I would say about probably around 8 or 9, and I continued all the way up into college, and it allowed me to get a scholarship as well. I was focusing on that, knowing I could play basketball the way I did. It motivated me to get a scholarship like my brothers did, playing a sport. So that was pretty much the discipline I needed. I was very grateful to have them as role models growing up.
Absolutely, absolutely. It's definitely always a major necessity when you got, someone especially significant like your brothers, that's right there in the house and you got that to look up to. So that's definitely major. Provide me with some obstacles in your life so far, as far as like any major events that's happened that could have blocked you from achieving what you've achieved today, if that makes sense, like obstacles in your life.
Really, honestly, I guess I would say hanging out with the wrong crowd. Starting pretty much going back all the way back to high school and college. If I chose, if I my by making simple decisions, if I chose a certain path, like I had a friend in college who had a completely different path from me, but she was my roommate. But at the time, so if I was a follower and not a leader, I could have easily been sidetracked and I wouldn't have been able to accomplish the things that I accomplished today. So discipline is very key and throughout life, because one wrong decision, it could end you, in a who knows in what kind of trouble. So it's very important to be headstrong, to know you, to know your self-worth, to be self-aware. It goes back to that, and not I don't know, not choose the wrong path, because as you mentioned earlier, distractions, they're everywhere.
Life happening and things happening in your life, like what some of the ways you've had to adjust or make some mental adjustments in regards to life to stay on track, to get to where you're at today.
I'll give you an example. Well, me thinking my career was going to go a certain way, and then me having to adjust to what was going on in the world, with what was just pretty much going on starting in March. But it helped me. I'm glad, because it kind of showed me more of my worth, and I got to focus more on me and prioritize better. So it needed to happen in order to show me some other things. But with that obstacle, you know what I'm saying, with having to deal with these obstacles, you always have to have some type of strong, foundation as to where, maybe someone you can go talk to, or, just your mind, the mentality you have to have, never have a weak, what I'm saying, mentality. Always think positive, always, know to be a strong person in this world we live in, because yeah, you will face all kinds of obstacles. And I'm glad I had to go through some of those obstacles, because it helped better prepare me. Now I have that experience, and going forward, I know what I will and won't allow. So I needed to go through those obstacles, just as if anybody else, and it really helped me. Real quick, speaking of school, even at the University of Louisville, I dealt with being kicked out because my grades. I had took too many classes at the time, and this is right after I had my son. But I didn't give up. They were planning on. I got a letter. I didn't give up. I wrote a letter to say why I needed to stay, and I ended up being approved, by a friend. But the whole time I knew I couldn't give up, because I knew I had my son depending on me, and this was halfway through of me completing my degree at U of L. I chose not to give up. I could have been sad or upset about it, but no, I kept pushing. Certain people at the university thought I couldn't complete, and I did. So that's it just popped up. You just said school. So yeah, never give up. Always believe in yourself. Nobody will see your vision but you. So
That's exactly actually where I was getting at, as far as the obstacle goes. You mentioned, you had your son and you took too many classes,
yes,
and the people, they thought that, it was best for you, but you knew what was best for you, and you knew you had your little man that was, you had to provide for and do what you had to do, and you did it. That never giving up, that keep pushing mentality, that's something that is what I'm looking to set as far as the strongest foundation, because the easiest way for me to explain it, and I love this analogy. Think about when you were a kid, and you're learning how to walk. If you ever stopped learning how to walk after the many times of however many you fell and bumped your head or fell down trying to attempt to walk, and you just gave up, like, you would not be walking today. Like,
right,
you, like that it just don't make sense. It shouldn't, like, giving up shouldn't be in your DNA. Period.
at all.
Period. You gotta believe in yourself, and that's and it worked perfect. So you literally touched on exactly where I was going at with that. The importance of keeping on and actually trusting yourself. Because if you don't trust yourself, then who's gonna
Right,
trust in you? How can they trust in you? You don't even trust yourself. It's the
right.
same thing with, like, respect and love and all that. It all comes back to you.
Mhm.
You know? How important has it been from what you've learned, distilling that foundation into your son? Like, how important is that you continue to do that, not just that you've done it, but that you continue to do that.
It's important that I continue to do it because even at his age, he gets down on himself sometimes. And I try to instill in him to be confident, to look things that my mother taught me to look in someone's eyes when they're talking to you, be confident, stand up straight, know who you are. I'm trying to instill that in him. And by showing him with me branching out to do my podcast, to do my own thing, I'm showing him, you can have a 9 to 5 and you can have your own business. You can do both. With the sky's the limit. I'm trying to show him more ways to express himself by writing. I enjoy journaling. I try to encourage him to write out his thoughts. To be more creative. To kind of discover maybe talents he didn't think he had. Like I'm gonna give you an example. I didn't play any instruments growing up, but I allowed him to go to the guitar store with me, and I was picking out some podcast equipment, and he told me that he had interest in a guitar, and I thought he was joking at first, and come to find out he really does, and I ended up getting him lessons, and we've been kind of on and off, but just that alone, him being interested in an instrument to play the guitar, that made me happy because growing up, I was nowhere near interested in instruments. I was more of like a tomboy, me being the youngest of 2 brothers. So, you know what I'm saying, in the household. But yeah.
Right. So you touching into his artistry.
Yeah.
That's major. With your son, and I keep going back to your son because he's the next generation. And that's the youth is what we're looking to do this for. What are some of your non-negotiables? Like, what are some of the things that like has to happen as far as Dime C goes in life? Like discipline to be an example, self-respect, confidence. You mentioned a lot of. Just give me some of those characteristics as far as non-negotiables.
Yeah, of course, being confident, self-aware, discipline is a big one. Self-awareness, self-respect, more just pertaining to him knowing who he is and loving who he is and being confident about it. It's like the main things that stand out, and being respectful. I was always told, you give respect, you receive it. You know what I'm saying? Like at the end of the day, you don't judge a book by its cover. You treat everybody how you would want to be treated.
Absolutely. So this wasn't in my questions as far as what I sent you, but we're on the topic of your son and the way that the world is right now, as far as the condition that the city is in. Shout out to Breonna Taylor, RIP. In the sense that we got, like the way that the world is right now. It's a different time as far as from the 60s and all of that, but it's still kind of, it's the same as far as life goes. What's some of the things you like? Have you all had those conversations? Like, have you had those conversations with your son? Are you?
I have. He's very aware. I always get on him about learning more about history, his culture, different cultures. But he's very aware. I constantly just tell him that not everybody's the same. People. You have people of all sorts out here in this world. But the main thing is, he can remain who he is. He doesn't have to change just because of other people and how they are. He can still be, he's sweet, he's thoughtful, and I told him, you're not going to always come across people who are just like you. I told him, you're going to come across people who probably think and their morals are differently than you. But I told him, kind of maybe distance yourself. If you see yourself having a problem, I just try to go with everyday knowledge to him, just instilling in him, he knows who he is, he's confident, and that when he comes across people in this world who are not like him, I try to just prepare him as much as I can. But to never stop being him, to never stop being loving and caring, despite on how how nasty the world looks sometimes. I just try to keep instilling confidence in him and letting him know that his family loves him, and that's just how the world is. I can't really explain it to him because he asks me questions sometimes too, like, well, why are the police like this? And I can't really explain it. So I just sum it up by saying, never stop being him, despite whatever's going on in the world, because he's a special person and he's unique. So
Absolutely. That's tough.
Yeah,
That's
it
tough.
is. It
On the days that you don't, really feel like getting up, the days that you really just feel like just laying there and just doing absolutely nothing. Like besides your son, because I know he's the ultimate motivation to you. What else pushes you to actually get up and grind through those days that are the toughest?
Well, just knowing I'm just one step closer, knowing you don't wait, waste a day to your vision. I can see it. I've been getting signs, like I was telling you, I'm more like I'm becoming tapped and in tune more into my spiritual realm, and I get all type of signs when I meditate, and I can see it. It's the visuals, or I'm getting different signs that I'm aligning right where I'm supposed to be, and it's a feeling that comes from within. So it's exciting to me, and the people that are around me is happening as well. So I just that alone, just knowing mentally in my mind that every day I wake up, I'm one day closer to my vision as to what I see my reality will be eventually. So it motivates me to continue to get up every day and do what I have to do because I know I'm one step closer. And time is flying. Here it is, October. I was telling you before, I journal a lot, and I go back in my journal and I read where my mind was mentally January and then till now. And I'm progressing each time, just like with my podcast. It's gotten even better. I just started last year, but I've grown so much more. So, it's just, I continue on. So that's my validation. I journal, I write down, I see how far I've come. And it's motivating for me to keep on, to continue to elevate, and I continue to educate myself, and I just feel unstoppable, to be honest. Like the Beyonce album, it was perfect for her to come out with the Black is King. That already, I'm gonna tell you, that's my morning get up song. It's time already. I lined already. It's time.
Yeah.
And it's on. That's all it takes. And it's a different song each day, but it does it. Don't let me hear a little bit of Beyonce. That certain songs, Lauryn Hill, certain people can just get me going. And so yeah, real quick, I can just snap out of feeling how I'm feeling because I'm grateful
That's
and
it.
thankful because I've came a long
That's it.
way. So
Absolutely. But visualization, and meditation. Visualization, in regards to Phil and how he mentions it. He talks about the Chicago Bulls and how basically he set them down to actually play out performances before performances happen. As far as like Michael Jordan, give an example, he basically told him when he meditates to actually prepare his mind for things and events that's going to happen on the court. That
wow.
way, when they happen on the court, it's not it's more so like a deja vu
Yeah.
instead of yeah. So, um, with the visualization in which you seeing, where you're gonna be at, where do you see yourself at in the next, I'll say, 10 years? Let's start
Ooh,
there.
okay. 10. I can see myself. Well, I know somewhere. I can't really necessarily say where, but I know I'll be further in. I know I'll be further into my career. I know I'll have a brand by then. I could see, so visually, yeah, I could see myself having my own brand, maybe even my own company. Okay, these are all my affirmations. My own company, and I'm helping. The goal, the affirmations that I have is to help youth all around the world, and young women and men, of course, minority, Black, what I'm saying, to help within the community though. So I can visualize a community center. I can visualize more opportunity, more resources, and me helping though. Like I can see me helping with other like-minded people that have the same vision as me. And we're changing the world because it starts, like you were saying, with the children. But I could see myself heavily involved doing something with an organization with children where we're offering resources, the resources that we didn't have growing up. Because all I remember was Dirty Kerr. It wasn't much, and we had music class. That was it. We had the little flutes. I had to pretend like I was an artist then, but yeah. But that was it. But just providing more resources to children to be able to tap into their craft early on, to discover who they are early on, and more promoting more health and wealth. And as far as it's growing, I'm saying, more doing things the natural way. and being able to educate as well as we grow together. That's what I could see. That's what I can visualize in my head.
So the reason why I asked about the visualization, um, people laugh at me. People laugh at me when I say this, because I use it a lot when I be on the phone. Um, I talk a lot about Ali and Muhammad Ali. When he passed away, R.I.P. Ali. When he passed away, it hit me like nothing else. We done lived through a bunch of other celebrities' deaths, but when Ali passed, it hit home. And the reason why is because he's from the same city. He's from Louisville. But I was looking to figure out like the ultimate difference between Ali and myself. And this is the reason why I praise women so much. There is no difference. Ali came into the world the same way I came into the world, the same way you came into the world, from a woman not knowing nothing. And at the age of 12 years old, he saw his vision. He saw what he was going to be. He knew that somebody stole his bike. He went to, the officer to teach him how to box or fight so wouldn't nobody do it again. But once he got in that ring, he was like, yeah, this is it. Like, I'm going to be the best, the greatest of all time. And literally, he lived each and every day the same way. I asked you the visualization question and I asked you, when do you start? Because you already have your vision and you've already started. You mentioned that, but you didn't start until you actually saw your vision. So I like to make the analogy of a building that was being built when I was going to and from work out here in Dallas. This is around the same time Muhammad Ali passed. I'm going to work back and forth each and every day, trying to figure out, what it is I'm going to do and how I'm going to do it. Because I'm thinking about my big brother, and I'm thinking that me and him are going to go on the road and we're going to share our story, the best of both worlds, etc. And over at where I'm going at my workplace, they're building a building. And at the time that they're building this building, each and every day I'm thinking that it's going to be a parking garage. And the reason why I'm thinking it's going to be a parking garage is because there's a ton of businesses over there and there's not a lot of parking. So each and every day as I'm going back and forth, in my head, I'm thinking, oh yeah, it's going to be a parking garage. And then as the buildings start going up, it was at a certain point that I saw the building. I was like, nope, they're building apartments. And I used that to say that the visions that we have, the vision that you have as far as your podcast goes, the vision that the 14 or 15-year-old person that's watching this video, if they ever come across it, when we go out and we're telling people our dreams, our visions, a lot of people won't understand it until it gets to a certain point. So
right.
when I'm on the call at work and I'm talking to these customers and I mention this Ali ordeal, I pretty much hit it with a quiz. I'd be like, I got a two question quiz, just to ask you. This is my secret sauce, to throw them off of whatever it is that they called in about. Like they can be calling me fired up, like completely upset at whatever is going on with their services. But I throw them off with this quiz. I'd be like, okay, calm you down. It has nothing to do with what you called in about. I asked them, do they know who Muhammad Ali is? A lot of people say yeah. When I asked them, do they know what city and state he's from? A lot of people don't know he's from Louisville, Kentucky. So I go in, yeah. A lot of people don't know he's from the city. I go in after that, and I hit them over the head. Whatever it is that they called in for, I'm gonna handle that. But listen, I'm the Ali of this thing. At the end of the day, when my time is up, Don C, I want my name to ring as loud as Muhammad Ali's. That's the type of legacy I'm looking to to leave. Now, it's that's a powerful thing to say, because Muhammad Ali was a powerful person. But literally, like my vision, it's this as far as sharing the stories with the world. But I wanna build a school, a couple schools. You know what I'm saying? Not just here. I wanna build schools overseas. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day,
all over the world.
At the end of the day, it's about us. You know what I'm saying? If I don't have to be the principal, I don't have to be the teacher, I don't have to be the counselor, but I can find somebody that knows how to do those things, and I can put them in. We can all be put in position.
Right.
So I don't know how I'm gonna achieve what I want to achieve. That's not, here nor there. I'm gonna figure it out. But at the end of the day, I have that vision, and it's very important to visualize and see those things, because if you don't see it, then how do you start?
Right. And
You
I
don't
feel
have a blueprint.
you'll start, I'm sorry to cut you off, but you'll start
Hmm.
attracting people as well. You'll see that once you have your vision complete in your head, the vision of it, you will start attracting people, and then that's how you will know it is time. People will
That's
start
the
reaching
secret.
out to you, and you're gonna be like, "What? I was just thinking about that," and it's gonna be crazy.
That's the
That's
secret.
pretty much how it worked for me. Like,
Oh, that's the secret. Have you
yep.
read that book, The Secret by Rhonda Rhimes?
What's it
The
called?
Law of Attraction?
The-
The Secret?
Oh no, but I did. I didn't read the book, but there's a video. There's a YouTube. I don't know if it's a documentary, but yeah, I watched the video. See, and this was
Yeah,
probably 2 years ago. And then I'm reading the 48 Laws of Power.
yeah. Powerful,
Yeah.
powerful. So people don't know nothing about the law of attraction. The easiest way for me to put it, and it's mind blowing, but the easiest way for me to put it is, think about your favorite car. And when you think about your favorite car, I like to use a red Mustang as just an example. My favorite color is red, and everybody knows a Mustang. Picture a red Mustang. Before this red Mustang popped up in your head, you probably seen 1,012,000 red Mustangs, but you didn't think about it. It was not on your thought process. It wasn't in your mental. You wasn't attracting it. The moment you start thinking about that red Mustang and you leave and you go outside into the world, you're gonna see a ton of red Mustangs. It happens with new cars. If you get a new car, whatever new car it is, now that you got that car, you see it everywhere.
Yep. That's how it is. Yep.
That's the law of attraction. Powerful. That
It
that's touching on that mental a little bit.
is.
What's one thing that you want to leave with the people as far as your stamp? Like what's one thing you would say that every person that comes across Dime C, you want to leave them with?
No one is going to see your vision but you. Never allow, know your worth. Okay. Never allow anyone else to undervalue you or undermine you. And you're not invited at, if you're not invited to the seat at the table of someone else's table because they don't see your vision, well, go ahead and create your own. Go ahead and gather your own little team, because it's somebody, there's going to
Period.
be other people who are on board with what you are. And people pass up talent all the time, because of name or whatever, or what they think. But just know everyone has a unique purpose on this earth. And you are as unique and special as anybody else. And just because other people don't see your vision or your worth, don't stop working, keep at it. And yeah, keep positive vibes and energy all day. Stay away from negativity.
And I can literally talk to you all day. And we gonna definitely tap in. But like I said, I know you got your son to tend to and the rest of your life to get at. So I do want to take the time to say thank you from the bottom of my heart. I truly admire you. I admire everything you're doing. Continue to do what you're doing. Continue to grow. We're gonna tap in here in a second.
Okay, I appreciate it. Peace, love, and happiness.
Absolutely. True.
Out.
Uh, Phenomenal conversation. Phenomenal conversation. Shout out to Diamond, man. Diamond C, also known as. Y'all can chime in with her actually on her Instagram. If you would like. Let me make sure I get y'all the right info. Second here. Yeah, it's just Dime C underscore 502. Y'all want to tap in with Dime C, man. Tap in with her. She gonna continue to show y'all love, continue to bless y'all. On another note, some of y'all got something arriving at some point this week. I want to apologize again from the bottom of my heart that it took so long for y'all to get y'all's books, but it'll definitely be worth the wait. Shout out to everyone who has already ordered it. Again, they should be arriving this week. When y'all receive them, man, I would appreciate if y'all, take a photo with them, send them to me. Let me know y'all got them. Shout me out some kind of way, shape, fashion, form. But yeah, let's continue to grow, man. Let's continue to grow. Next week,